Hi guys. Well, we are going to be talking about a topic that is so important, and that is one that is definitely something I have encountered multiple times in the last year and a half, 2 years tops, and that is scam accounts. I'm gonna give you my kind of like my play-by-play of how I handle and deal with and maneuver through scammer accounts that are created of me. And this is to give you guys just kind of like a little idea of what you could do if this happens to you in your account and your business. And just my little tips that kind of help make the experience a little bit more pleasant, if you can even consider that a pleasant experience. So these are my little tips. Before we get started, let me just set the space. I'm gonna light my candle. I have my little mal de ojo bracelet on because we all know these scam accounts can be very annoying and frustrating, and definitely bring in those nasty vibes. So there's nothing like having a rose scented candle lit in the room. And I'm gonna put this guy off to the side. And I'm gonna spray the space with my Cleanse Yourself. Bringing in that beautiful energy of cleanse and protection. And if you notice throughout the video, I may have my hematite crystal in my hand, this chunky hematite. So yeah, hematite, by the way, is really good for absorbing nasty negative energies. Okay, so let's talk about scam accounts. If you're new to the scam account fiasco, every so often, users like tarot readers, healers, Reiki practitioners, astrologers, sometimes crystal shops, even like other businesses that have nothing to do with the psychic or the readers or the tarot and that kind of stuff, they will have a scam account created of them. So basically it is somebody who is frauding other people, usually your followers, in your name. And so what they do is they create a scam account. They create an Instagram account. So I'm going to be talking about it from Instagram because I know there's scams that happen here on YouTube, and I know they happen on TikTok, but I'm going to talk about Instagram because that's where it happens to me. So what they do is they will create an Instagram profile that is pretty much an exact replica of yours. Only the username will be misspelled. There will be misspellings in the name. They will add underscores. They will add little periods or numbers in your username. So for example, mine is Rachel Marie Intuitive, and some of the scammers I've had will add an underscore Rachel Marie Intuitive, or Rachel Marie Intuitive 1, or Rachel Marie, and like Marie is misspelled, or they add an extra letter. They add an underscore in the middle. It's very tricky. Sometimes, like when they swap, sometimes it'll swap just a letter. It looks almost exactly the same. Other times you can tell a scam account because the user picture, they will like take a snapshot of your picture, but you could just tell it's like offset, it's blurry. It just looks fake. They will sometimes have a little bit of followers. Sometimes they have a lot of followers. It just depends on the person who's creating it. So I've had some scam accounts where there's just a little bit of following. Like right now, I currently have one going on, and I think they have 0 followers, and they're following all of the people I follow. And it's kind of like, you just go look at the page, you could automatically tell it's a fake. Another way to tell that it's a fake, other than the spelling is wrong, the followers is off. Another telltale sign of a scam account is look at the posts. The posts are usually created all within the same day. So the date will all be the same. There will be no captions. There's usually no likes. And it's just very obvious. Like the images, the reels are just a snapshot. It's like a literal snapshot of the reel. It's not the actual video. Sometimes they will go so far as adding to their stories, and their stories again are just snapshots of your stories. So it's kind of obvious. But that's pretty much the way you could tell if it's a scam account. The misspellings, the follower count is off. There's no captions on their posts. All of their posts were created within the same day, and it just looks off. It just looks off. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much how you could tell if it's a scam account. Now, here's what I do, you guys. So I'm going to tell you, I had to write the list because I wanted to make sure I get everything in this. So this is what I do when someone notifies me. Usually how I find out about a scam account is either my followers will send me a DM with a picture of the account, or I even will go and search my own name. So that's how I find out about my accounts. Every once in a while too, if I'm using Instagram at the time it's happening, I'll see my username being tagged. And this is a point I'm going to make in this list. So let's just get into it. So what do I do when a scam account is created? And this is fresh because it literally just happened like an hour ago. So what do? I go to the fake profile and I snap a photo of it. That is the first thing I do. I'm on Rachel Marie Intuitive, my account, right? I will search that person's name. And if I'm able to go to their page, like they haven't blocked me yet, I will take a snapshot photo of them, and then I instantly report them as impersonating me. It is so important that if you are not blocked, that you right away report them as impersonating you. I have found if I'm able to do that right off the bat, chances are their profile will be removed within 24 hours. At least that's been my experience. It's really cool to see that happen. Now, some of them are smarter than others, and they will instantly block you as soon as they create their scam account. So usually when you try to go to that profile, you can't see it because they blocked you. But some of them, they don't, either you catch them real quick before they have a chance to block you, or they forgot to block you and you have the chance to report them as impersonating you. So if you can do that, reporting them as impersonating you right off the bat, chances are that that account will be deleted within 24 hours. So that's the first thing. Go to their profile, see if you're blocked or not, and take a snapshot photo. If you are blocked, unfortunately, you will have to either use a snapshot photo that maybe one of your followers sent you if they notified you that there's an account created. So you could do that. Or if you have a backup account or a second account or a private account or whatever, go on that account, look up the username of your scammer, and then take a snapshot photo, okay? That snapshot photo, you gotta do that because that's for you to do later. So after that is said and done, then what I do is so Instagram has a little, kind of like a little form that you fill out if there's someone impersonating you. So I'm gonna link that link in the description box of this video. What you guys need to do literally is copy and paste that URL into your notebook, like your notepad. So I use iPhone, so we have the notepad, and copy and paste that URL in there. It will turn into a link, like an active link, okay? Keep it saved in your notepad. So when shit like this happens, you just gotta open it up. The link will be right there. You don't have to go search for it, and click it. The little form to fill out the impersonation will come up, and fill it out ASAP, okay? So what you have to fill out, what you have to know, and this is where the snapshot comes in handy. You need to know the spelling of that username. Okay. And then you need to know the full name that they're using. So for me, on Rachel Marie Intuitive, the full name that I use, it says Rachel Marie, and then I have like a little feather emoji. So sometimes they will use the same thing as you, or they will just use the first name. Okay. So you want to know what they're using so that you could type that into the form. The next thing, the whole reason why the snapshot, the photo comes in handy is because if they have like a funky spelling of your username, you want to make sure you get it typed out exactly how they have it. So that's where that comes in handy. So then you're going to fill out that form. So they ask for, it's sad how I know all of this word for word because I have to do this all the time. They ask for your your full name, so your legal full name, and then they ask for the username, or they ask what is it doing. You're gonna put they're impersonating me, and then they're gonna ask you what is the full name of the account that is impersonating you. So that's where you're gonna put, you know, the name that they're using, and then what is their username that they're using, and that's where you want to make sure you type in the correct username that they are using, because I'm telling you, it's tricky if they like switch words or numbers around. And then you want to upload. They're going to ask you to upload a photo of you showing proof of your identity. Okay. So ahead of time, before you even fill out these reports, I also recommend that you guys take a picture, 1 or 2 pictures of you, and you're literally holding up, let me get like a little, like pretend like this is my ID. Okay. So you're going to want to take a selfie, a picture, nice and clear, and you're holding up your ID and your full face is visible and everything on your ID is visible so they could see your face matches your picture on your ID with your name. That's why they ask you what your full name is. Because if it matches your ID, you've shown proof of your identity. So having a photo like that saved on your phone, and what I do is I save it in its own album so that I can just go to it really quickly. Because when you're like fucking filling out these impersonation accounts, like the forms, I don't want to go and take a picture every single time I do that. So I just throw in the same picture. So then you're going to upload that photo picture. And then there's like a box at the bottom where it says, additional notes. And I will again reiterate, I will put the @ symbol, and then I will type in the impersonation account, the scam account's username that they're using. And then I just write, is impersonating me, or is a scam account impersonating me. I just add that in there just to kind of, I don't know. I just do it just to show proof, like I'm not a fucking robot. Like I am who I say I am. And then you submit it, and that's it. I only do that once. I don't do that multiple times. I only do that once per scam account. Sometimes they will email you back and ask you to resend the photo. Sometimes they don't. I don't know, but usually it's like once you submit it, you're good. So that's submitting the form. Chances are, if you're submitting the form and then you were able to report the impersonating account as impersonating you before they block you, that account will usually get deleted within 24 hours. That's been my experience. So after I do that, then I go back onto Instagram and I post an Instagram story. So I don't know if you guys have more reach with your posts, but my Instagram stories get viewed more than my posts do. So I go to my Instagram story and I will post the snapshot photo that I took of their account. And I add in report and block in like big ass red letters, report and block. And then I usually tag them, especially if they haven't blocked me yet. I will tag them at Rachel, blah, 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 right? Fake scam account or whatever. I always list it. And then I post that in the story. Usually because I tag them, then they will go and block me shortly after that, but it just depends. Once I post the story, then I will sometimes take a snapshot picture of the story and create that into a post. And then I will post it on my Instagram. And in the caption, I will put report and block, and then I tag them again. And I leave it as a post because usually the scammers, if I'm going to get any new ones and they want to copy my whole profile, they're going to see that post there, and chances are they will post it too. I've had that actually happen where I had 2 or 3 scam accounts going at the same time, and they were like reposting the scam thing. So they're not very smart. Not very smart. So that's what I do. I post a story, I post an actual post, pretty much spotlighting my scammer. And that is for the sake of letting my followers know, hey, there is a scam account happening. Do not fall for it. Okay, that's just my way to let them know. Yes, I will also be getting DMs flooding me, like people telling me about the scam account. It is what it is. You know, I appreciate them letting me know. But usually once I post the story or the post, like I don't get as much DMs about it. So just do your thing. So then after that, what do I do? Report the scammer from all of your other accounts. So once I get all of that other stuff done, right? The most important parts, reporting them yourself, sending in the impersonation report to Instagram with the ID photo, posting my Instagram stories and my post to highlight, to spotlight my scammer. That's like most important. Once that is done, if you have additional Instagram accounts, I recommend that you go onto each of your other accounts, search the scammer's name and report them. And I report them twice. I will report them once for being a scam or a fraud, and then I report them a second time for impersonating someone I know. And I do that on all of my other accounts. So I have a couple other accounts. I have a personal private account that is like my own personal private account. I have, you know, my Cackling Moon Shop account, and I have my Spirit Moon Circle account. So if you have additional accounts like that, report them on all of them, you know, like that's, if your followers, hopefully your followers will also be doing the same thing, but at least you're getting in like a couple extra reports, right? So do that from all of your other accounts. And then, okay. And then, so that's pretty much it. Once I do all of that, it's out of my hands. It's literally up to whoever is in charge of this on Instagram, if they're gonna delete the account or not. That's all you can do. There's nothing else that we can do to get rid of these accounts, unfortunately. So that's pretty much the most that you can do. Here are some other tips though, to help you guys get through this, because it's very frustrating, especially if you wake up and it's 6 a.m. and you have like 50 DMs of all of your followers telling you about these scam accounts, and there's like 2 or 3 of them. I've been there. It happens. It's freaking annoying. So here's also what you could do just to make your life a little bit easier about them, is to randomly search your name or your username every once in a while. So I know it's sad to have to do this, but if you are constantly being, you know, harassed by scammers, try to add it into your routine. Maybe not daily, because that would probably drive you crazy. Like I've done it daily sometimes, but sometimes it's just every once in a while. Usually like in the morning when I'm checking my emails and stuff, I'll do it, or at night, late at night when I'm bored. But just search your username. And usually if there's a scam account, you don't even have to finish typing your username in the search engine of Instagram. Like it'll already pop up. So I'll do that. So sometimes I'll type in Rachel Marie with the little feather emoji, and then like other people who do the same thing, they'll pop up. You'll get a list. So just kind of look to see if you see another picture of yours, you know, a double, or start to type in Rachel Marie into, like, that's what I do, Rachel Marie into INTU. And then usually like a scam account will pop up if there's one created. Doing that has helped me find the scammers either when they're like just fresh making the account, or before they even have a chance to block me. Or it just gives me a head start on finding them before having like a wave of my followers message me and all that. So randomly search your name or your username. Tag your own Instagram account on your bio. So what I do now is, if you look at my Instagram bio, and I wish I could pop up a photo here, but I don't have like fancy editing, so sorry guys. But if you go to my bio, like when you're done with this video, or pause this and go check it out, when you go to my Instagram bio, you will see kind of like the list of like, you know, just about me, a little bit about me. And you will see it says at Rachel Marie Intuitive, and then I have like exclamation points, and it says like one and only, like this is the only account. One reason I do that, one, is to tell my followers, like, this is the only Rachel Marie Intuitive that exists, right? But another reason is when you tag your username and someone goes and fucking creates a double of you, your tag is already on there. So you will get notified when they add your username to their account. Does that make sense? So, because that's what they do, they copy everything. So, if you tag your own account name, you will get a notification, or it'll pop up in your notifications that someone else tagged you. So that's why I do that. And I also tag, oh, my husband's calling me. Sorry, my love, you'll have to wait. I also tag the Cackling Moon Shop, and that one for sure will give me a notification as well. So get into the habit of tagging your own accounts on your bio. It really does help. Let me see. Report Venmo, Cash Apps, PayPals that your scammer is using. So your followers will more than likely be DMing you to tell you, hey, is this you? Or they'll send you a snapshot picture of your account, of the scammer account. And sometimes they will send you like a snapshot of the conversation that they have with the scammers. And if they get as far as the scammer sending them their Cash App information, that is another way that you can go and report these little fuckers, okay? So the scammer that I had a week ago, they were trying to scam my followers, and I had a couple followers that were, you know, pretending that they were going to get a reading. And the scammer eventually said, okay, here's the Cash App. Once you send payment, send me a screenshot of the proof of payment, and then I'll give you the reading. That's usually like what they want, right? So rather than them sending them money, they sent me the picture of the person's Cash App information, or their PayPal email, or whatever they're sending them. And so then obviously, like, I have Cash App, so I go to Cash App and I report that account for scam. So that's just like another thing you can do. I don't know if it does anything or if it helps, but to me, it's kind of like, you know, it's karma coming back to them. So eventually people that are doing this kind of shit on other people, that stuff will come back to them. So we just do what we can, and that's it. So yes, if you can get access to their Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, their email, whatever, another way that you could report them, do it. So I've even gone on my secret account, and I will go and message my own scammer, pretending like I want a reading. And sometimes I'll get the information myself. But I just did that today. Like, I tried to do that, and I don't know, the scammer probably felt something was off, and they blocked me. So it's a hit or miss. But if one of your followers can get you that information, then perfect. Another little thing I put is literally don't stress. Easier said than done, but don't stress, you guys. I allowed myself to be stressed when this whole thing really started to take off. I had consistently for 2 weeks, it was like every other day I was being scammed. I had 3 scammers of myself at one point. It was so bizarre to look up my username, and then you see like 3 other accounts with the same picture and everything. I had a couple of my clients that actually messaged me to say they were successful with scamming them, and it was really upsetting. So it's hard to not, it's hard to say, don't stress, but just try not to, you guys. Try not to let this eat you away. You do what you can, and you have to just trust that, you know, karma will come back to these people. As long as you do what you can, that's all you can do. So what's the point of stressing over things that we have no control over, right? And then my last and final little tidbit or little tip is put your page on private. If you're so stressed and you just need a break, if you've been getting hit left and right from scam accounts, put your page on private. I have done that a couple times. Yes, it sucks because it's like, I have to privatize my stuff so that no one else can see me because of these scammers. Yeah, it sucks. But after that 2 weeks that I was telling you where I was getting scams like every single day or every other day, I needed a break from it. It was stressing me out to the point of like, I felt like it was driving me crazy. I would cry about it. And it sucks. So rather than allowing these people to, you know, have more access to me, I put my page on private. I told my followers, I'm going private. You're not going to be able to tag me and stuff. And I went private. I think I went for almost a month just to give myself a break, because obviously when you're private, these scam accounts cannot copy you. So if you can, give yourself a break. If you need it, go private, even if it's just for a couple days. Let them leave you alone. I went private too, because when I had 3 at the same time, I wanted all of those 3 to get deleted. And then eventually it was like, calm, right? So after going private for about a month, when I went back to a public profile, I have to say I probably saw maybe a month, 2 months tops before I had another scam account created. So it did give me some time to have like some peace away from them. But then obviously eventually they do come back. I have found too, if you're going live, like I went live and then the next day I had a scam account. So I do feel like by going live on Instagram, you, for some reason, it spotlights you and the scam account will be created of you. That's another, like, I don't know if that's true, but that's my experience. So yeah. It's very sad. It's very frustrating because we don't have any support about this. Instagram doesn't do anything about this. And it's just kind of like this like cycle over and over again. I have removed any wording of tarot on my Instagram bio. I try not to use words like tarot or psychic. I have found if I had tarot or psychic or even medium, the scam accounts felt more frequent. So maybe removing those keywords from your bio may help you a little bit. But honestly, it's just hit or miss. It will feel like some months you have so many scams and then you'll go like weeks without one and it's nice. So it just depends, but those are my tips just to give you guys some help. Hopefully it helps. I know it doesn't really solve the problem, but I just wanted to kind of share with you guys what I do. Again, I will list in the bio the link for the impersonation report that you send through Instagram. And like, just make your life easy, you guys. Copy and paste that impersonation report, the URL, put it in your notepad and on your phone, so you have access to it whenever this happens. And then also take a picture of you holding up your ID, make sure it's all clear so you could see everything. And just save it in an album, like its own album on your phone, so that when you're sending in these reports, you already have a picture and you don't have to worry about taking one. It makes your life a little bit easier. And it makes just the whole reporting process a little bit less stressful. So yeah, hopefully this helps. Let me know if there's any other tips that you guys do or anything else that you guys do that I don't mention. I would really appreciate it. And, I don't know. I guess it's kind of just one of those things too, is use discernment. If you are being messaged by a reader or a medium or an astrologer or whoever that is asking if you want a reading, that should already be a red flag. That's an own video on itself, which I will probably film later on. But readers, ethical readers, will not solicit you for readings. So that's said and done. And it should just already be known. Like if you get a message from a reader telling you they have a message for you, or, you know, soliciting their services to you, that is a red flag. That is a red flag. And then also for me personally, I'm like, I've got to squeeze my hematite. For me personally, the only way you can book a reading with me is on my website. If anyone is coming at you to solicit readings any other way, it's a scam. If you are not going to my website and booking a reading with me like that, it's a scam. It's not me. So just letting you know, use your discernment, trust your intuition, but hopefully this helps. And yeah, stay safe out there, you guys, and I will talk to you soon in my next video. Bye, my loves.